The internet's favorite game has been delayed, so turn the volume up, let's talk about it. We have a note from Bungie, they are delaying Marathon. Finally, it has happened. It's been much speculated that this might even get cancelled. I don't think it's going to get cancelled in the end. I'm pretty shocked this ended up getting delayed, to be honest, and I'll go through the Bungie note in a moment, which is all over the internet. I'm sure you've heard it. But the other day, Sony had a fireside chat with a few of their executives in gaming, and none of them pointing towards this. My favorite thing about that fireside chat was they blame Concord on the market. So they were seeming like they were going to double down on live service games. So I really thought they were just going to grin and bear and throw out Marathon. So it's pretty crazy that it has been delayed. It's still, they did point to it's going to come out in the next fiscal year. So at least with the Sony side of things. So I don't know if that's older news because that came out a few days ago. So do expect that before April at least. But so this might only get delayed, 4 or 5 months, but it should just be enough just to give the game a little bit more oomph. What they've said that they're going to do is a little worrying, to be honest. I think some people in the audience here that have listened to this a few times have gone, yeah, this is exactly what we want. Upping the survival game, doubling down on the Marathon universe, getting some more things in the world, and then better social experiences like solos and duos, and maybe another map. Possibly getting proxy chat online. The only thing that wasn't mentioned that was going to come out day one from that was the proxy chat. That's it. That live stream that they did, I think it was in May. There was an absolute cluster F, and it was delayed like 3 times, and it was an absolute nightmare. They talked about all of this. Like, all of this is what they talked about. So it just sounds like that they're way behind now. It just sounds, that this game's just not going to do too well. They're going to release a new release date in the fall, but man, is it a worry, because it's just exactly, if you listen to that live stream, and again, it's not the best live stream in the world back from May when the devs got together. They talk about, especially the upping the survival game. That was the biggest thing that they mentioned. So I would say there's nothing really new here. It's just that they're looking to just put more of a game together. I actually think they've just organically missed this deadline date than needing to push this out. So I'm probably a little bit more worried with the game. The one thing, proxy chat, that was they were upfront that was not going to be their day one, because of certain limitations. I'm assuming it had something to do with minors and being able to talk to minors. That seemed to be the main limitation when it came to proximity chat. But yeah, outside of this, it doesn't seem to be that amazing. They're going to continue closed testing. I was high on this game before. Like, I really thought Bungie would be able to put this together. I was high on Bungie games, and then you start to realize that, hey, none of those staff from Destiny are really still around anymore. And definitely very few of it from the Halo days are around, with all the studio shifts and who owns them, Activision, Xbox, Sony now. The other thing that has me very worried about the game too is Sony, in that fireside chat, have said that it was probably a bit gross. Like, I deal in business speak all day long. But this one seemed really gross, and just saying that, like, it was really just treating people like cattle, and they were just trying to get the money as much as possible. They're trying to maximize revenue and keep costs down. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's more firings at Bungie. They've had a fair bit as it is. So that's another reason that I just think that this is just going to blow by its September 23rd release date. It's just because they've let go a fair few staff recently. So not only was the game not really ready at launch, and we knew from day dot that this game was not going to be completely ready at launch. Bungie had done this before with the first Destiny, where it wasn't 100% ready. So I'm just a bit worried. This just seems like we're probably going to get what we were thinking we were going to get on the 23rd, but maybe in November or December or January. Yeah, like I just look at this message here, and it's just, everything that it says here was literally what they said in that live chat. So yeah, very worried for the game, but it has been officially delayed. Hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully it gives them the time to get polish in the game, and not just, they've just organically blown by this deadline. And like I said, I think that a lot of the plans are that it was going to come out at least before April. When it comes to financial terms, I was looking through some of Sony's financials, and I think they're banking for an upwind before April. So I'm assuming it's this game. Whether it takes off or not, another story. It's another reason that's a bit difficult is that right now there isn't really an extraction shooter on console, and I know a lot of PC players are just overwhelmed by the choice that you get in this space. As a console gamer myself, there isn't really much options, especially for a straight shooter that does it. Like there's Hunt, there's Deep Rock Galactic, but they're not really, you know what I'm saying. They're not really first person shooters. So I guess Hunt somewhat is, but it's just yeah, like if this game came out on the 23rd and it was great, even if with some of the blowback they've had, it would go gangbusters, and it would really, I think, kick the legs out of Arc Raiders just a little bit. I think there's a lot of hype with that game. I, for one, am part of that hype, but I just think some of the player base would only focus on one of the games. Now that they're coming in after that, oh boy, and if they put it out in April, GTA is just around the corner, so this game. I just can't see it having the legs to keep going. I just don't see a window for a live service game to come out and do well, especially at the bank of Arc Raiders. And if that comes out like we all think it's gonna, and there's not really much competition coming out, like I don't think Delta Force is going to make it to consoles. So there might be a bit of a window, there might be a bit of a player base for this. But yeah, I just can't see it. But hopefully I'm wrong. Anyway, that is the whole video. It's been delayed indefinitely, but again, Sony is kind of mentioning a lot of reports before April, so that's what I expect. If you did make it this far in the video, hit the subscribe button, because that really does help us out. Especially motivation wise, going through that Sony Fire Chat was a rough thing to do. Hit the like button, because that just helps the algorithm, and I love a good algorithm. Comment down below, am I wrong? Am I flat wrong? Is this just what the game needs to go at the end? I just think what everyone played was an alpha that wasn't filled, and a lot of things they're bringing up is just like, well, this is probably what we expected in the game, so has me a bit worried, but that's all right. Anyway, I'm going to cut this up, edit this up, and get this out tonight, but thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I'm going to be out of here. Bye.